It's October 1919. The Chicago White Sox, one of the most talented teams ever assembled, are about to play the World Series. They're the heavy favorites. The odds makers, the newspapers, the fans. Everyone expects them to win. They don't. But the shocking part isn't that they lost. The shocking part is they did it on purpose. What you're about to hear is the true story of 8 men who gambled away their careers, their reputation, and their place in history for a few $1,000s. To understand why this happened, you need to understand one man, Charles Comiskey, the owner of the Chicago White Sox. On the surface, Comiskey looked like a baseball visionary. He built a powerhouse team. He ran a first-class organization. Fans loved him. But behind closed doors, his players told a very different story. Shoeless Joe Jackson, widely considered one of the greatest hitters who ever lived, was earning just $6,000 a year, the same salary he'd signed 5 years earlier, despite becoming a superstar. Eddie Cicotte, the team's ace pitcher, had been promised a $10,000 bonus if he won 30 games. So Comiskey benched him after 29. The players had no union, no leverage, no way out. Under baseball's reserve clause, if you refused your contract, you simply couldn't play anywhere. These men were trapped, and someone was about to offer them a way out. His name was Chick Gandil, first baseman, and quietly, the most dangerous man on the team. In September 1919, just weeks before the World Series, Gandil sat down with a Boston gambler named Sport Sullivan at a hotel near Fenway Park. The conversation that followed would change baseball forever. The offer on the table, $80,000, split among the players in exchange for losing the World Series. Gandil didn't act alone. He needed enough players to actually pull it off. Over the next few weeks, he quietly approached 7 teammates. First, Eddie Cicotte, the pitcher, the man Comiskey had cheated out of his bonus. He said yes almost immediately. Then came Shoeless Joe Jackson, the outfielder with a .356 lifetime batting average, one of the highest in baseball history. His role in the fix remains debated to this day. Claude, Lefty Williams, Swede Risberg, Happy Felsch, Buck Weaver, Fred McMullen. 8 men, 8 signatures on an invisible contract with the devil. But here's where it gets complicated. Not all 8 were equally involved. Buck Weaver, for instance, attended the meetings, but claims he never took any money and played to win every single game. He would spend the rest of his life trying to prove his innocence. He never succeeded. And the gamblers behind the fix, they were connected to one of the most powerful and feared men in America's criminal underworld. Arnold Rothstein, a New York gangster who allegedly bankrolled the entire operation. October 1st, 1919, Game 1 of the World Series, Chicago White Sox versus the Cincinnati Reds. The White Sox go out and lose 9-1. It was, as the New York Times put it, a disastrous drubbing. Sports writers noticed. Odds makers noticed. The betting lines had shifted, suspiciously, in Cincinnati's favor, before the series even began. But nobody said anything, not officially, not yet. The White Sox lost Game 2 as well. Then something strange happened. They won Game 3, then lost the next 2. The gamblers had started withholding payments, so some players tried to double-cross the fixers and actually play to win. The fix was collapsing, and it was turning into something even messier, a game where nobody knew who was cheating whom. Before Game 8, the deciding game, threats were made against players, against their families. Lefty Williams, who was starting on the mound, was allegedly told, in no uncertain terms, what would happen if he didn't lose. He gave up 4 hits in the first inning. The White Sox lost the series, 5-3. Cincinnati was the world champion, and 8 men walked off the field carrying a secret that would destroy them all. For nearly a year, the rumors swirled. Sports writers whispered. Gamblers talked. Then, in September 1920, almost a full year later, a completely unrelated gambling scandal involving a Cubs game reopened the investigation. And under pressure, the dam broke. Eddie Cicotte was the first to confess. He walked into the grand jury room and told them everything. He was crying. He said later, "I did it for the wife and kiddies. I'd have done anything to get a little money, to pay off my debts." Shoeless Joe Jackson confessed next. Then Lefty Williams. On October 29, 1920, all 8 men were indicted on multiple counts of conspiracy to defraud. But here's the twist. The confessions disappeared. The original grand jury documents, gone, possibly stolen, possibly destroyed. Without that evidence, the players were acquitted at trial. In August 1921, the jury celebrated with the players in the streets of Chicago. But the celebration didn't last long. The day after their acquittal, baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis made a decision that would define the sport for generations, regardless of what any jury had decided. All 8 men were banned from professional baseball for life, acquitted in court, banned from the game forever. Shoeless Joe Jackson never made it to the Hall of Fame. His career batting average of .356, third highest in history, sits in the record books, attached to a name that baseball refuses to honor. Chick Gandil went back to plumbing. Swede Risberg ran a bar in California. Happy Felsch worked in a grocery store. And Buck Weaver, the man who claims he never took a dime, petitioned for reinstatement. 6 times he was denied. He died in 1956, still banned. In 2025, over 100 years later, Commissioner Rob Manfred finally reinstated the Black Sox players, not to the Hall of Fame, just to baseball. Too late for any of them to know. The Black Sox scandal changed baseball forever. It led to the creation of the Commissioner's Office. It ended the careers of 8 men, guilty or not, and it left one question that baseball fans have argued about for over a century. Was it corruption or was it revenge by men who felt the game had already cheated them first? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and if you want more stories like this, the scandals, the secrets, and the untold history of baseball, subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from.